Well, ladies and gentlemen, that little sound effect was because Lifetime wants to kill us as men.
I think so.
We've noticed a trend in almost all of the Lifetime movies that we've seen where guys just end up getting brutally murdered.
Why are we always the bad guys in this?
We really are. And it's not just that we're bad or we do things that are borderline bad. No, they take us full on to straight on Craigslist killer without anything in between.
Is there any consulting with anyone? I mean, nothing.
Well, there was, actually.
Or was there?
It was The Christmas Consultant,
Oh.
starring David Hasselhoff.
Maybe that's why they don't trust men.
Oh, that could be. How far he has fallen since singing on the Berlin Wall and Knight Rider. I mean, my God.
I thought he'd be doing Burger King commercials with that. I'm sorry. Too soon? Okay.
Not soon enough.
Well, have it your way. No pun intended. I don't know.
In addition to Lifetime completely hating us as a gender, they've also given us some truly, truly hilarious and memorable moments.
They have. There's so many. There's so many lists. I mean, just in general, with some of the horrible, awful plots and storylines that we all have grown to enjoy.
One of the ones that I remember fondly, or not so fondly, is Love Thy Neighbor. You and I were both witness to that one.
That was a cinematic masterpiece.
We had the girl from the Proactive commercials, and the mother was played by the girl from Christine.
Yeah, she was on Baywatch, too. She's like it wasn't DJ, but she was like the older one that no one really wanted around.
Alexandra Paul, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And then there was their glorious ginger-haired evil neighbor.
Yeah, because I guess the plot was like someone broke in their house and they wanted to move somewhere safe, so they moved in this like gated community.
When we read the plot on demand, it told us that it involved a highly selective soccer team that the daughter was a part of. Now that hooked he and I in right away because we just figured that just sounds like an amazing movie, but it took a twist and ended up being more about the neighbor.
Yeah, it really had nothing to do about the soccer team. That was like...
No, except for the steroid test that they made the daughter fail and she got kicked off. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh my
the
God.
little 4'11" pimply daughter flunked a steroid test, even though she didn't gain any weight at all or muscle mass during the course of the movie.
I don't even know where to begin. The movie was so misleading from like what we read.
Not only that, we got an additional appearance by the original criminal in the beginning of the movie that this woman somehow hired to terrorize her neighbor.
Yeah, that's always nice. At least they brought the guy back. He got 2 scenes out of the movie.
But beyond that, my favorite part has to be, do you remember when the burglar broke in and killed the dog? It was quite a sizable mutt, this dog that they killed. It was about 35, 40 pounds. One of those fluffy terrier types, but, bigger.
Yeah.
So, they decide they're going to bury said dog. The box that they come out with to put the dog in is only a little bit bigger than a shoebox. But they roll with it anyway. To hell with continuity. To hell with plot.
Buried in the old Air Jordan box. Yeah, whatever. See you,
fit.
Fido, yeah.
We'll just bury his head.
The best is the neighbor's expression. I remember that. That's so weird.
The neighbor decides to taunt them by going arf arf.
And she was a hound. She was about 70 pounds over.
Oh, yeah. She also died in the least,
Just so awkward and anticlimactic, I guess.
Well, she fell through a railing off of a staircase, but she only fell about 7 feet.
You'd not even really get hurt that bad.
She landed flat on her back, and she didn't have whiplash.
Yeah, nothing.
Or wait, did they arrest her, or did she actually die?
I don't know. I think she fell down, got up, and then they killed her. I think. But
There's that scream. I really don't remember.
The career died before the movie was made, though. I think.
Oh, definitely.
That died before it started, but that was something interesting there. That was weird.
Another personal favorite. Strangely enough, also starring Alexandra Paul, was The Boy She Met Online.
They're making the rounds in this movie, aren't they?
This one has so many plot holes and question marks that I wonder how these things happen. The daughter ends up chatting online with someone who apparently has internet access to a dating site while he's in prison.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
He lies to this girl, tells her that whenever he's going back to his cell, he's going to class. He's not. And they end up having a relationship. He moves in with his old partner and goes back to his evil ways. And eventually they hook up. And now, in addition to us guys being a horrible person, we're also statutory rapists. Because he has sex with the girl, it's great, it's passionate, and then she tells him she's 17, and he freaks out because he's a convicted felon, as a normal convicted felon would.
Absolutely.
But the twist is, he ends up being the hero at the end.
Is that how it always goes?
I guess. I mean, he still gets arrested and goes back to jail, but oh well.
Kind of like, okay, well, that's kind of where we started at.
I suppose.
But I mean, it's interesting how that happens.
The other thing that makes Lifetime movies so great and so awful is casting of actors that we haven't seen in 10 years and placing them in the most hilarious places possible.
I mean, they come out of the woodwork, and some of them look like they've been liquoring it pretty hard over the years.
The worst are the ones they don't even put, like, in the credits whenever you hit the info button to see what the hell the movie's about. And you're watching it, and all of a sudden, there they are.
It's like they're too embarrassed to admit what they made.
Lyndon Ashby from Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
You'll remember him as Johnny Cage.
Wow.
He ends up getting stalked by his neighbor who kills his wife to get to him.
Is that like The Perfect Neighbor? Is that what that one's called?
That might have been, actually.
Because there was like a whole, we could even go to that, the whole Perfect whatever.
Series, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if they're related or not, but I would assume they would be.
I mean, Lyndon Ashby's aged well. I mean, you know, females always thought he was attractive way back in Mortal Kombat days, but this woman took it far too far.
Good Lord. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And, you and I are both Elizabeth Berkley fans.
Amen.
You remember the one where she got convicted of rape by her very aggressive male student?
I was disappointed in that in a way, because I thought it was going to be the other way around, where she was going to be the aggressor and he was going to be like running for his life.
I think we were both hoping for that, honestly. Yeah. We really were, and that's not what we got.
Yeah, that's very disappointing. Come on. Give us what we want, man. Elizabeth Berkley hasn't been anything in years, and then all of a sudden she comes back for this big re-debut, and we get that?
Oh, and I love the ones that blow or try to fill in the details of real-life incidents with their own details, and they have no idea what actually happened.
Wonderful.
Case in point, what was the one about Joey Buttafuoco? The one with Alyssa Milano in an early role?
Oh my god, yeah, that's that whole thing. Yeah, where that
girl, movie was priceless.
Amy Fisher and all that.
Yeah, I can't remember. The Long Island Lolita, that was the name of it.
That came out recently, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, and it was actually pretty funny. It starts off with the... with Joey, the actor playing him, driving a Corvette and snorting coke off of his hand.
Beautiful.
He comes home at 4 in the morning and decides he wants to jam out and have a drum session.
Nice.
So he's banging on the drums and his horrible-looking wife comes down and insists that he stops and sends him to rehab. Well, he gets clean, goes to rehab, comes back, and ends up banging an 18-year-old.
Wasn't Buttafuoco in celebrity boxing?
I think he was for a period of time, yeah.
Like the Fox show. Like the guy, that big, tall basketball player.
See, I always used to get Amy Fisher confused with Loriana Bobbitt, the girl that cut her husband's dick off.
Yeah, because it kind of looked the same.
And it was a similar name.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward. I mean,
my favorite part of the movie is though she hires a Hispanic gang member supposedly, which he wasn't. He told her he was in a gang, but he wasn't, and she sends him to the Buttafuoco house to kill the wife. He stands outside with an empty shotgun. And then walks away, and they get in his car, and she's like, "Why didn't you do that? I gave you all that free sex, and you're not going to do it." He's like, "Yeah, I know."
After all that effort, huh? See?
And he just drives away.
God. What's that, what was that one we watched, too? I don't know if you saw that, where, like, the girl goes to college, and she's, like, in running. She's, like, a runner, and she's blonde hair. She played, like, Aquamarine and all those other movies, like Halloween Town. But she goes to college, and she ends up getting, like, drunk on spring break.
Sarah Paxton.
Yeah, remember that?
God, she was gorgeous. That's the only reason I watched that movie. Binge drinking, that's what it was. Yeah. That's what it was about. I don't remember if that was...
We don't really care about the plot, but we were into her.
Yeah, we were. I remember she was a mermaid in Nickelodeon in that one movie.
Yeah, Aquamarine or whatever, yeah.
Maybe that was it.
She's been in tons of stuff. Like, she was in, like, Last House on the whatever or something.
Yeah, she was the rape victim. I remember that.
Yeah, she's doing pretty well for herself. That's what Lifetime can be, too.
You know what else she was in?
Pad.
Shark Night 3D.
Ooh.
Yeah, she looked amazing, and so did Catherine McPhee, but that's a different topic for another day.
Absolutely. But you know what Lifetime is, in a way? It's kind of like the way Disney does things. It's like a like a feeding ground for like young actors that kind of want to make it. Like
it is, or later actors
that
like
come
TNA
back.
wrestling, like with older wrestlers, where they have nowhere else to go, so they end up on Lifetime.
Who else wants to see Dean Cain? I mean, really.
But
well, I mean, there's what was that other one we watched? Was it? We talked about the internet guy, right? Where he goes, Katie.
No, as a matter of fact, we didn't. We didn't talk about Tall Hot Blonde yet.
Yeah.
Oh God, that one is that one is truly a gem.
I'm gonna get you, Katie. I'll be with you. I was laughing so hard for like 2 hours.
A 47-year-old ex-Marine who never had served in combat. He got injured in training. Tells this girl that he meets online that she was in high school apparently or whatnot, and he tells her that he's a 22-year-old Marine sniper stationed in Afghanistan.
Oh my God.
He tells her that he's calling her from the front lines. Now, he'll tell her it's like night and whatnot, but what she fails to realize is it's night at home where he's calling from. It's actually broad daylight over there.
How about some geography lessons?
So, apparently this girl never does any looking into it. He gets so addicted to this online poker thing and talking to her and whatnot. But the best part of the movie has to be his facial reactions, because whenever he has a computer in front of him and she tells him something that he doesn't want to know, he grabs his hair, he rips his hair out, he shakes back and forth, he puts his hand on his temples, he goes, no, no, no. And Katie, don't do this.
Yeah. And like the wife, they made her look all beat up and old and like worn down looking. But she's actually on that show, she's like that doctor therapist on the USA Network for those like athletes.
Was Courtney Cox in that movie, or was that her clone?
I don't know. That was a close call. That could have been Courtney Cox.
But I thought there's no way in hell. But I looked at her and I was like, I think maybe it is.
I think it could have been. Sometimes actors do that stuff. They just take like a rare role. Like look at Kathy Bates. She was in Dick Tracy for like 5 minutes.
Kathy Bates scares me.
I know. She's another one on Lifetime.
Yeah, she is. But back to Tall Hot Blonde. Yeah. So probably, aside from like, I can't even think. Maybe not getting your quarterback at Aldi's. This guy has the worst ever reason for killing someone ever.
He does, really.
All because his coworker, like he's a younger friend of his actually that he works with at the plant, decides he's going to go out on a date with a girl he's never met online, which is the same girl he's been talking to.
I can't remember if these people are like high school or college. I don't really know.
He's in college.
So
that kid is, and the girl is
like a senior or something like that.
She just graduated.
Yeah, so it's like just right out of that. Okay.
But this guy's like 47, hanging out with a 25-year-old. Now I go to the bar and I talk to older dudes as friends, but no, I'm not hanging out with any of them. That's kind of weird, and I'm not part of a poker thing with them. But whatever.
Yeah, I know.
So the real twist of the movie comes in after he goes and just completely lights up this poor son of a bitch in his truck with with his duty weapon.
Oh, he annihilates
him. Guy's sitting there, and he texts Katie, and of course the last thing that they ever show of him is his phone, and he's like, I'll see you soon.
So this cheap prepaid one from Walmart.
Tommy, the Marine sniper, puts on his old uniform, walks up to the truck, and just annihilates this guy with 3 shots right through the window from like 7 feet away.
Wow.
But the real twist comes at the end.
Oh, it's the best.
The police come to arrest him, and then they go to Katie's house. It turns out it was the mother the whole time.
I love like parents that need help.
Katie had nothing to do with it, and this woman used a picture of her daughter to talk to him, who he was pretending was younger. So he killed a man for nothing, and the best part was, the mother was also the possessed mother from The Devil Inside, that horrible movie with the, connect the cuts, that woman.
Like, you think these parents would go out and go to local, like, dating sites or something for people their age. Get out of the house. Well, that guy was married and had kids.
But there were 2 absolutely perfect castings. One of them because it was just perfect. The other one because it was the 8th wonder of the world. It was Rob Lowe's mustache.
Yeah.
In Drew Peterson.
Yeah.
I've never laughed that hard in a movie in a while. It's better than most comedies I've seen.
Well, Rob Lowe's like the new dominatrix of the Lifetime Network, man.
He is now prosecuting Kathy Anthony as we speak right now. We're actually missing out on this one for this.
We got to watch.
You're welcome, fans. But don't worry, we'll catch it at 10 o'clock or 11 whenever it's on later. This is sad.
He's like the new Rockefeller of the Lifetime Network.
He's
owning it, man.
He has usurped Dean Cain and killed all of his legacy.
Wow. Well, I guess every era has a new era, and this is the Rob Lowe era.
Oh, this is the comeback.
Yeah, this could be it.
Although, who could forget your and I's personal favorite, Megan Park in The Perfect Teacher.
My lord, my God, that's amazing. I mean, I remember when you told me about this movie, I'm like, this sounds interesting, yeah. And you're usually never wrong about these Lifetime movies. You're usually right on the money.
Yeah, I mean, if it sucks and it gets boring and it starts to drag along, I won't subject my friends to it. I'm good enough about that. But if it's...
We thank you.
If it's one of those where it's like, my God, this has the potential to be good, either from the description or actually watching it, we throw it on, we give it a shot, and we were proven so right by this movie.
We were. I mean, we really were, like, we were taken back by all the excitement of it, and just... It's just so funny watching, like, David Charvet, who's pretty much looked the same for, like, 20 years. He's like this teacher, the student's like the aggressor. That's what we thought that Elizabeth Berkley would you know, at least get, like, her as the aggressor.
Well, this one satisfied that for us.
Yes.
Now, I believe that was the first time you knew who Megan Park was.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Yeah, I never knew who the girl was.
I had only watched one episode of The Secret Life of the American Teenager. God-awful show, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was like, this girl's really cute. I wonder what she's in. And then I just see what the plot of The Perfect Teacher's about. I'm like, I got nothing better to do. I'll give it a plot. She walks into frame. I'm like, oh my God, I have to finish this movie. It's Megan Park.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw you know how you flip through the channels, you see the commercials, whatever. Sometimes you watch. I watch ABC Family for, like, more of, like, old movies they play and stuff. But you know it's on. But yeah, when I saw her, I was like, wow, that's something. And the story's just hilarious.
The fantasy segments that she has about him are some of the most, like, borderline shouldn't be on TV, but thank God they are moments ever.
And it's, like, perfectly legal. Charvet's like 37. She's like 24 in that. I mean, really, it's not...
Yeah, but really, she's playing a high school student, so it isn't.
I know.
Like, there's a scene where he's grading tests in her dreams, and she goes up to him, and he talks about, I don't even know what he was talking about touching. And she goes, why don't you touch this? And puts his hand right between her legs, and we were just, yes.
That was just amazing. I'm telling you what, guys, you know, even though we are the enemy on this network, we can have a good time with it.
We do get a little bit of eye candy out of it, I gotta admit. There have been some times where we've got not only good laughs, but just sheer on thank you moments.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good times.
Now, you and I almost came to blows over the girl with short hair in The Perfect Teacher, because I thought she was kind of cute. You called her Butch Reed and didn't like her hairstyle.
Absolutely disgusting. I felt bad for Charvet having to do those scenes. No personality can save that, I'm sorry.
We were wondering why Charvet... His entire backstory in this movie involved volleyball. Yeah. We had no idea. It turns out, only like a year or so prior, he had gotten himself in really good shape and played a movie where he was entirely a volleyball player.
Oh, cool.
That would explain that, then.
Yeah, he's used to doing those beachy type shows. I mean, he was on Baywatch for, like, years.
This is true. But, I mean, Charvet, my God, they probably didn't even have to pay him just for the bonus scenes where you get to make out with Megan Park.
Yeah, I bet he enjoyed that.
We didn't enjoy her little friend at all, though.
No. She really... And you can see why the casting casted her for that reason.
And Megan Park was so deliciously evil in this movie. Her father brings home, like, some skank, and she decides that she doesn't like this woman at all. So she replaces her, what was it? Her mascara with some kind of chemical, and all of her eyebrows fall off.
Yeah, something goes on. Like, she gets
an eye infection and she loses all of her eyelashes and eyebrows. And she asks her dad how she is. She's like, well, Laura's in the hospital.
Yeah. That was great. I think it was paint thinner she put in there.
Yeah, it was paint thinner.
Yeah. She's gonna make her mad. Better put that Christmas tree up right.
There was also no one in her house. No one ever turned on any lights. She threatened to deport her servant.
Yeah, the maid's going to, like, back to Puerto Rico. Or Mexico, where the hell she's from. Like, Costa Rica, where the hell you're from? That was the best. That was like
that was a good quote.
That was the top 10 lines. Well, and plus it's just like, I mean, the whole storyline, like, Megan Park's like, she, like, steals the kid, like, she picks up a little daughter, steals her bunny rabbit, so Charmaine has to see her again.
Yeah, so she can bring it back and be like, she left this in my car.
She's like, oh, let me check. Ooh. It's so funny. And she goes and gets ice cream with him. She does everything she can. She has to get a Grammy Award for at least making an attempt to get a guy.
You remember the underage drinking where, like, they go into the bathroom and her and her friend, they're like, don't worry, I have something way better than punch. And the little friend's like, that's hairspray. And she's like, no, it's vodka.
Yeah, it's like, come on. It's so funny, like their high school dance, like everybody's like grinding on each other, and it's all like a Sunday.
But all the dudes are like 25, and
Yeah.
we're looking at this. We're like, these people did not belong in this movie.
Nah, and
Neither does Charvet, but who cares?
it was weird because like there's kind of like a plot hole. It's like it's supposed to be a thing on a weekend, but it's really like it is on a weekend, but it's like a Sunday night.
And they go to
dance.
school right the next day.
Yeah, like, no one's gonna do that. What? Only in Canada. That hadn't been many. I think it was based here though. Like it's based in Pennsylvania. The whole movie.
I don't remember. Yeah, it might
I
have
caught
been.
it where he's talking to little girls. Like, where do we live? And she's like something, and he's like, no, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, either that or
So-
she was just learning geography.
Yeah. And then he gets arrested and all that.
I remember there's always a confrontation, and Megan Park only has like one friend the entire movie, and
Yeah.
so she always has some sort of catty remark for all the other girls involved.
She does.
And there's this really hideous jock, horsey-looking girl named Apple that we didn't like, but your brother did.
Yeah, I was gonna say John really was in there. I'm like, no.
And
He likes the beef on them. No thanks. No beef for the whole from me, man.
well, like she gets in her face and she's all like, "What do you know about volleyball?" And Megan Park is like, "Well, is wearing a jockstrap uncomfortable? I've always wondered that."
We should go ask that girl that we ever meet her. She should really
Let's
do
stay
like-
a safe distance away because she's in a much better shape than I am, and I can't run that fast.
I'll take her back. Don't worry. I'll protect you.
Who
Not
can
gonna
forget?
lifetime us.
You want to talk about funny casting? No one would tell.
Yeah.
With one of the Savage brothers. Was it Ben or was it?
It was
Was it Ben Savage or was it the older one?
It was the
the
older
older one.
Yeah, because he's beating up the chick from Full House, and I could say rightfully so, because I was sick of DJ Tanner by the mid-90s. I was all for that. Go ahead.
No, domestic abuse is never funny, but
No, this time for me it was. I'm
the
sorry.
casting definitely was.
Yeah.
I remember
Rail it into her.
he beat the shit out of his weightlifting machine for no reason.
Yeah. I think he kills her, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, what's the anticlimactic
They
part
dredge
of
her
this?
up from the lake or whatever. Why are you laughing at that?
He did it for all of us because we were all sick of Full House. Okay, he was pissed because the one years got canceled like 2 years before. Okay, so he did that America a favor.
I remember I used to be really confused because I would watch Full House and it would tell me the episode was from 94, and I always thought it was the younger brother, and I'm like, how does he age so much from 94 to 96 when this was made?
He should have threw Urkel in there too. Have at it.
By the way, a little bit of trivia, just real quick about Full House, what the hell, Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Did you know that, what was her name? Topanga was the one that found out Lance Bass was gay?
No.
Yeah,
Wow, she's the one that like spread the word.
literally.
Wow.
She spread it for him and he walked out.
Wow.
Yep.
I guess they were dating at one point.
Yeah. They dated for like a year and a half and then he was just like, nah, I'm gay.
She turned him gay. Oh, this keeps getting better.
But, what else have we seen?
Well, I just wanted to, we were talking about Kathy Bates, and there was that horrible one where she wanted to be like it's like that middle-aged housewife, like, I don't work because my husband does all the work for me and provides, so I'm going to take a little stupid job for myself to prove that I'm still an individual and I can do and be something on my own and believe in myself, where she's this volunteer firefighter shit, and it's like...
I mean, she's the body type, but still.
Yeah, she's pretty huge, but it was awful. I mean, I just... Click, as soon as they even hinted. It was just like, I don't want to see Kathy Bates in anything else. I've had enough.
You remember riding the bus with my sister?
Oh my gosh, Rosie O'Donnell, horrendous.
A better actress than Roseanne, we can all agree, though.
Yeah, I want to like watch that again. I've never seen the thing in full. I've seen like clips and spurts of it, but it looks horrendous in just so many ways. We're gonna have a Lifetime movie marathon.
The Craigslist Killer was another one where we're just like, how are you so evil?
Now, who was in that one? Was that just kind of like a bunch of unknowns?
No one really notable, yeah. I mean, I've
Okay.
seen them show up in other stuff, but I don't really remember anybody. Like, there's the whole scene where he goes shopping and just buys everything a serial killer needs at Home Depot, and the cashier never looks at him twice.
Yeah, it's like,
He picks up so many different hookers in that movie.
You wonder why people do what they do, but Lifetime, they don't care. They just cash in on. I'm surprised there wasn't a Penn State movie yet.
They make all of us look so bad, though. Like, every
do.
guy that goes out on a date is hiding some dark secret, according to
Yeah.
these people.
He has like a hidden world.
Or, like, they killed their former husband to get to the girl, or that they've killed all their ex-wives and everything. And then there's the movies that you see in theaters, but you're like, I know in 2 years this is going to be on Lifetime. The Stepfather, perfect example.
Exactly.
Dylan Walsh, and, I believe, Amber Heard.
Yeah. Yeah, Lifetime.
No,
Man,
wait, not Dylan Walsh. Penn Badgley. Well, Dylan Walsh is in the movie. He plays the father. But my God, Amber Heard.
see, it's a thing of beauty.
Oh, it really is, especially in the bikini.
What was the what other movies have we watched together? Like with did you ever see Fat Like Me with Kaylee Kuko?
I tried to avoid that one, but yes, I have seen that. She's also in the Drew Peterson one, by the way.
Oh, wow.
She plays the second wife.
Oh, so I remember like Fat Like Me. She's like a beautiful looking blonde hair girl, and she's trying to do a paper or something. And
yeah, she does an experiment, so she puts on a fat suit.
Yeah, and like no one cares.
Oh, who can forget the Fab Five, the Texas cheerleading scandal?
Oh, that was good.
You remember that one?
I liked all parties involved. Because none of those girls were in high school. They're all like 25 acting in
Well,
this.
they showed some borderline stuff. They go to a sex shop, and then it gets found out because they put videos online of it, and they're like, whoa.
I felt bad for like the teacher, though, like the coach. She's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's Jenna Dewan, who's now married to Channing Tatum.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's also
She was good in
the
that
first dancing one. Step Up. She's in the first one.
Oh, she's in Step. Now, was he in that too?
I think so.
Okay.
He's just a dumb meathead that I really don't remember anything about him except that I hate him.
She was good in that movie, and she really like showed character. Like that was one of those ones. Yeah,
she was actually a good actor.
Yeah, like everyone else was your typical Lifetime,
They leave school at like 5th period and try to get away with it because the one mom is on the school board, and they get a DUI and a Dodge Charger.
She was like the principal, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, the main principal, and like she knows administrators. Like they would always get off. And, like,
do you remember when the mom dragged the daughter down to the locker by her ear?
Yeah.
Like towards the end, we're just like, oh, how the mighty have fallen.
When did that actually happen? You remember? Was that 2009 or something?
No,
2008.
No idea.
I remember hearing about that on the news and all that.
My personal favorite, though, there aren't many Lifetime movies that can be classified as legitimate horror movies, and this one really isn't one of them, but if you think about the plot, it really can.
Yeah.
It's also right up there with Contagion in terms of that. Girl Positive.
Yeah.
You ever seen that one?
No, I've heard of it, though.
Basically, this blonde girl ends up being quite promiscuous later on, but she hooks up with a guy at a party, and this guy tragically died, and everybody thought it was a car accident. Well, it wasn't a car accident. He committed suicide.
Oh, lovely.
Because he had AIDS.
Oh.
Not before he slept with her, though. So she gets it. She sleeps with her boyfriend. He gets infected.
Jeez.
The girl from the health department, who also already has AIDS,
oh boy,
goes online and just sends her an anonymous thing on AOL. You need to get tested. And the other girl's like, what? You have AIDS? It's like, you might have AIDS.
You could have AIDS. We don't know 100% for sure.
So she goes down and gets tested, and she freaks out and decides she's not going to tell anyone. She's not going to seek treatment.
Jeez.
And then things start to snowball. The health department lady becomes a teacher at the school, and she teaches an entire course on STDs. It's like the kids never learn anything else at the school except STDs. And then it turns out that the girl's boyfriend had cheated on her with her best friend. Wow. So now 3 people have AIDS in this movie.
Jeez.
And it's just like, oh my god, the body count's rising.
It is, man. It's just like, whoa. Yeah, I love how they always put those plots together too, where it's the obvious is going to happen, where they just.
There's another thing that I've noticed about Lifetime movies. Have you ever noticed they really don't care about lighting that much at all?
No, it's very...
dark in every single school that they have.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
It's like, is this some kind of eco-friendly thing where you guys just leave the lights off completely?
I hate that too. They do it in colleges now, where the bathrooms, the urinals, there's no water. So they reek when you go in there, and they think they're going to save the environment by having us all breathe that in. Thank you. Anyway, back to Lifetime. Another one. There's also categories of Lifetime.
Yeah.
Now they do this reality show rubbish as well.
I gotta say, I've never watched. I watched a little bit of Teen Trouble because it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I really haven't watched Dance Moms or anything else or any of that.
You do Project Runway or one of them things.
One Way, yeah. I don't really remember what.
Very forgettable things. One thing that you have to note that the Lifetime Network did that was good was had the Golden Girls on.
Yes, yes, they did. We give them a lot of credit for that. Hallmark has taken up that torch, thankfully.
They have, thank you. They had the Golden Girls on from 1997 until January 2009. That's pretty good. And
they'll also occasionally play movies that are actually good that we've seen in theaters, like Swim Fan or The Stepfather. They're hilarious, but they're watchable. You'll get some there here and there, and they're hard to come by. They'll play A Walk to Remember. Yeah. I'm comfortable enough in my sexuality. I like that movie. I don't care.
Well, sometimes it's just good movies, you know. You can enjoy them. You know, Lifetime. I don't know. I think that they just, you know, sometimes they're drama shows. That's another thing. They do drama. Like things like Army Wives. They had that crappy one with like the mom from Home Improvement who was like in a hospital emergency room.
Is it them or ID on Discovery that do Knives with Wives, where everything is about the wives butchering their husbands?
Yeah, that's ID Discovery.
Okay, yeah.
I was actually on, I think, Thursday. I was watching one a little bit for a while.
No, that sounds like it'd be right up Lifetime's alley.
I know you're talking about. Actually, I think this was something else. It was like a murder thing. They're talking about how like premeditated murder can happen. They're explaining things. But the ID Discovery is pretty cool. It's amazing too when you go on like your cable, because cable's, you know, upgraded now. We're not analog, we're all digital. So now everything's digital. You get like 1 million channels. I just discovered like 3 or 4 channels I didn't even know I had the other day.
I was so happy when I found out I got BBC America to watch Top Gear.
Isn't that nice?
It is.
They were on like a little Robin Hood frenzy. They were starting to play that like every day, like the one of Kevin Costner.
Yeah, and the good thing about Lifetime is not only do we have Lifetime, you know, just for like the newer, like bigger movies like Prosecuting Casey Anthony or The Craigslist Killer and stuff like that. We also have Lifetime Movie Network, which gives us everything.
Yeah, they pretty much lay it out there, man. I mean, you can watch whatever you want, when you want, how you want it.
Yep.
It's also on demand too, so you get it regularly, and then on demand you can watch it. I mean, there's tons of Lifetime stuff. But I think one of our biggest pet peeves, and we have to address this, is the butchering of our holiday season with the endless amounts of commercials, publications, and horrible movies that are produced during that time.
How many towns can possibly be unhappy? How many families can experience a crisis that somehow Christmas can save? I get that it's a common theme and it's uplifting and inspiring, but why does it have to happen every goddamn night for 3 weeks?
I mean, this year was horrendous. They started November 1st playing Christmas movies.
And it's like Hasselhoff, they didn't bother to use the word cut at any point in The Christmas Consultant, and he started scaring me. He's like, we're going to have all kinds of fun with your daughter while the parents aren't home.
And I think they kind of work with Hallmark hand in hand, because a lot of those intercross those movies.
Kathy Bates has been in a couple of those as well.
Yeah. You're not safe from her.
No. Although Megan Park wasn't one. We were very happy about that.
I discovered
but I missed it.
Yeah, I like that. It was her dad and her were on the road, and they find this chick they pick up. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing, but she's supposed to be like a 15-year-old in that, and she's like 21.
She's still in high school on Secret Life of the American Teenager.
She's like my age. She's like 27, 28. That's hilarious. So I could be 20 in this show, pretty much, if I start acting.
Well, I was 22 and had to shave my beard completely to barely get into playing a high school student, the perks of being a wallflower.
So you go figure that one out.
And then the idiots went and stuck me as a freshman. And I'm like, hey, I'm 6'3".
Yeah,
you have me running around with a bunch of midgets.
I actually bought one of these Christmas movies that we could actually watch. Let me show you.
Oh, God, no. What have you done?
Oh, yes.
Why? What is it? What is it?
Santa Jr.
Oh, thank God.
It's a little decent. It's not bad. I honestly don't know if this is a Hallmark or Lifetime or just independent
film. We might
be
promoting the wrong channel here.
I know, it might be. It's from Good Times DVD, but that doesn't mean anything.
No, it really doesn't.
Pretty much everyone's down on their luck here, acting-wise. Holly Hunter.
She does pretty well for herself, though. She's made her money. I always get her and Laura Linney confused, though.
George Wallace.
That's another one they play. The Exorcism of Emily Rose, always on Lifetime Movie Network.
That is. Oh, here we go. Nick Stabelli. No, I have no idea. He's from Popular, whatever that is.
Apparently it wasn't very popular. I don't know what it is.
Judd Nelson, he's down on his luck. Lauren Hawley, So we've been there. George Wallace wasn't actually an actor. That was just a character. But, yeah, I mean, it's, let's see, 88 Minutes of Hell, so it's pretty dumb.
Did you ever see the one where the daughter was accused of making terroristic threats and witchcraft because it happened right after Columbine in Oklahoma? And all she did was have a diary and write scary stories.
Was that the one with that girl from Ally and AJ, the band? So we saw that one. We were so disappointed.
No, that was some kind
of witch.
Salem Falls.
Yeah,
and we really thought it was going to be better because we thought she looked like Allison.
Yeah,
and she didn't.
No, she looked bad now. I was like, ooh.
No, that's one where she actually poisons her teacher.
What was
this one? Was just like this Native American girl named Brandy, and she she got in all kinds of trouble from her school board just because she like talked about her teacher getting sick, and then he actually got like legitimately ill, and they blamed it on her and her being a witch and whatnot. And they suspended her from school because she wrote like violent stories. And they try to tie it into Columbine and, you know, claim that it was too close to that for her to be doing that kind of stuff. And then she had this smart-ass little friend that, like, told the principal there was a whole coven of witches, and the dumbass believed him.
Jeez. I'm sure, like, some legal firm wouldn't take on that
Well,
case.
they did. The ACLU did.
About to say, yeah,
I'd finished the movie. It wasn't anything special.
Sometimes you just can't get through them, you know?
No, sometimes you really can't. It just, nothing happens enough, and you have to change it.
Me and John discovered a really good one. I don't remember the name. You probably do. It's where this...
That's sad.
I know.
I don't even want to admit to that.
One of the prosecutors or lawyers from Law and Order, she's black hair. Her and her husband live in this house. You might have actually been here with us watching this one.
I might have.
Where they have this house and they adopt kids.
The Glass House, The Good Mother.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember we've seen that one.
I don't know if we watched it together or I showed you, because I remember me and John watching it.
It was over. It was on the one morning when I slept over, right before I left.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know. I think me and John discovered it first.
Yeah, you did.
We watched it like together because we were home like a Saturday. My mom was sick or something. We were watching it all together, and we really got into that. We're like, whoa, this lady. And then, like the one family friend like farts out like, oh, I can't adopt you, and meanwhile he could. It was like Jeremy London or whatever. Get off your ass and adopt, all right? Anyway, so and then like they bring these kids home, this family, because they adopt kids, and then like suddenly the brother gets sick. And the mother's like, this adopted mother's trying to help him, whatever. And the daughter's kind of getting like slapped around by the mother, sort of like, not like physically, but just verbally and all that. And the
verbally
daughter
slapped around.
Yeah, and the daughter can sense something's up. And then she finds out like this book with all the pictures of the sick kids. She's putting two and two together, like, oh, we better get out of here. And meanwhile, like something happens. In the end, the dad shoots the mom, and they call it a day. And
yeah, or somebody falls down the stairs. Lifetime is big on people falling down steps.
They love that. I mean, they'll push Granny down there to get some ratings. They do not care. They should push Kathy Bates and Dean Cain, all of them down there.
Yeah, there's certainly been some good ones. There's been some bad ones. There's been some groaners, and then there's just been some hilarious ones.
I think they've played The Princess Bride on there occasionally.
I think they have, yeah.
And that's acceptable.
But I love, like, I'll be flipping through the channels, and I'll just see two actors that I never thought would show up in the same show, even though they were technically in the same TV show at one point.
Isn't that the best?
I turned it on the one time. It's Michael Ironside, big 80s and 90s actor. He's been in everything. And then it's the wife from Justified. I'm like, why are you two in this movie together? This is ridiculous.
How does this happen? I remember there was this one, I think it was Lifetime. See, sometimes Lifetime just plays independent movies,
True,
too.
they do.
Or Canadian movies or whatever, film festival movies. And there was this one, the mom from Family Ties is like an alcoholic, and she starts going nuts. And she like drives the car in the front porch, or the front door or something. She gets all... She's crazy in this. It was really good.
Do you remember in Tall Hot Blonde when he tries to get rid of the rifle and he only throws it like 6 feet into the water?
Yeah, that's real genius. No wonder this guy gets caught. And it's so funny because every time he gets caught by the wife or by the police, the wife is there, like, just like ready to kill him. It's hilarious. And he's just like, no.
Thomas!
Yeah. What did you do, Thomas? I can't believe you. Well, you're not looking too good yourself, ladies. That's the problem with marriage, man. It all goes downhill because these unrealistic expectations that the couples have for each other, and these most of the time in these films, don't, they never come to fruition. It just... God.
I gotta admit, a good majority of the reason why we watch movies is for the hot actresses, but and the funny moments, but occasionally we do get a real good one.
We do, I mean, occasionally.
Did you ever see the one where the wife almost has an affair with the owner of a hotel chain, and he gets really, like, crazy and possessive, and he goes after them when they go on a family camping trip?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know if it rings a bell.
It has the one girl from Superbad in it, the one with the messed up face.
I don't know. I'd have to watch it. I bet if I saw it.
It's, I can't even remember the name of it. It's just not that good.
Yeah, some of them just don't pan out. I saw the perfect, like, I think secretary or something.
I get so confused. We have the perfect teacher, the perfect secretary, the perfect wife, the perfect mother, the perfect...
neighbor.
Perfect lawyer.
I think neighbor. There's tons. There's like they had them all on the one time. That's how sad I am looking through it.
And I used to think they were related. I'm like, wait, how does she get out of jail and do this? And I'm like, it's not the same person at all, is it?
Yeah, I guess they just have like we could buy the big like 7 like blocks DVD set. I mean,
matter of fact, Nev Campbell was recently in a Lifetime movie about the Amish.
Oh, Harrison Ford's on in there to save her, is he? Just kidding.
Wait, what?
He was in that Amish movie where the kid sees a
murder. Witness. I thought you were talking about Scream. I was like, Harrison Ford is not in Scream at all.
Absolutely not. Can I get a witness?
Neve Campbell, though, I mean, hey,
She's
Amish
not
or
bad.
not, no, not at all.
I mean, has she been in a lot lately?
Scream 4, which was awful.
Was she? I mean, before that, I guess she kind of vanished for a
she
while.
disappeared for. I didn't see her for like 10 years.
Yeah, she kind of came and went. Yeah, Lifetime is just it's interesting, and sometimes we'll get like those rare like movies you wouldn't think would be on Lifetime too.
Oh, I remember one of my personal favorites now.
Yeah.
The TV show is nowhere near as good. The Client List. Jennifer Love Hewitt playing a hooker.
She played that one, that high end one from like L.A. What's her name?
Oh,
I think that's who she. Yeah.
No.
Not the one from like Celebrity Rehab.
You're thinking of oh, what the hell is her name? She had all those clients, and she was actually dating a couple of stars at one point.
Yeah, she was like a high end chick.
Oh,
that wasn't her.
What in God's name was her name? No, that wasn't her. This was the one where she's in Texas, and her husband, like, he wasn't able to work because of a knee injury, so she turned to prostitution. She thought she was working at a health spa, but she was rubbing something else instead.
Wasn't her name Heidi something? Fleiss.
Heidi Fleiss, yeah. Yes, that was it. But no, that's not the same person.
Jeez. Fleiss was on like Rehab or Celebrity Rehab.
Heidi Fleiss.
Heidi Fleiss.
Howdy ho!
Oh my God!
Oh,
she's
Lord.
A mess, man. She's just, you can see like all the bad, facial reconstruction and lip implants.
Not as bad as the people from Mob Wives.
Oh. You wonder how sometimes. Now, is that on VH1 or is that on Lifetime?
VH1.
Okay. So that could go either way, I think. Then there's also the one darker side of Lifetime that nobody realizes. The infomercials on, like 2, 3 in the morning. You get like Chef Tony with the Cutco stuff or whatever, or the cutlery knives.
Yeah.
And you get like those crappy like workout things, like shake weight and all that stuff.
You also got to sit through a lot of commercials where women tell you about things about them that you just don't want to hear.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful girl, and she's like, I have herpes. I'm like, I'm not interested.
We're good. Thank you. Please get back to the film. God bless On Demand, because sometimes they cut that out, the commercials.
Or you can at least fast forward, thank God.
Ugh. We do not want to sit through that.
Matter of fact, I think we need to see what's on the on-demand menu for now.
We have to go
on-demand. We got to see.
We'll go take a look.
Put her on mute and see what we got here.
I think Tanya Tucker had her own show on Lifetime back in the day. I'm not 100% sure. It was called House of Tucker.
Was Reba on there at one point?
Oh my!
Every single episode of the show is the same.
We need to go after this. Reba McEntire has pretty much destroyed the Lifetime network.
Don't get me wrong. Really nice lady, seems like. Not a bad singer. Really hasn't aged at all now that I think about it, from Tremors till now. But my God, every single episode was the same show.
Oh my God, it's always...
She'd make a nasty quip about the ex-husband's blonde wife.
Oh yeah,
it'd be something about how her pregnant daughter's boyfriend was an idiot. Okay, we got a job to kill for. What's that one about?
One thing though, with Reba, just to wrap her up. I mean, it dominated. It was on like Lifetime, like 4 hours. It was ridiculous.
It's on more often than Army Wives.
Well, now she got another show on ABC. It's like, and they call her Reba now. Like, can't she have another name?
Yeah, that's true.
I call her Reba.
Although I've seen Kate Beckinsale be in movies and they call her Kate, and I don't mind at all.
Why not?
See what a job to kill for is. Senior creative. Nah.
Yeah, I think so. Ambulance girl. Does that mean she's a lawyer?
Probably an ambulance chaser. Yep. No. Tamed her demons by becoming an EMT. That sounds too uplifting. We don't want to deal with that one. Break-in.
That sounds good. That could be anywhere.
Nah. That sounds like Weekend at Bernie's without the dead guy and with a break-in.
Yeah, it could. Coco Chanel.
No, God, no. Let's see what Demons from Her Past is about.
This is great.
Allison was convicted of a crime she didn't commit 25 years later, so she's 43.
Okay.
She returns home to uncover the truth. As she gets closer to exposing those who framed her, she must decide if the truth is worth putting her life in danger. 25 years later, if the people that framed her are older, they're going to be in a nursing home.
Yeah, so you have to go hit like sunny pastures to go.
She's going to be killing 68-year-olds.
Guys with like friggin' like on all these vitamins and pills and tubes through their nose. Gossip. That just says it all. There's no girl. There's nothing. Just gossip. Let's see. Okay, it starts with a Joanne.
Why is every single summary but her past catches up with her?
Yeah,
that
why?
seems to be what every single lifetime is about. It's either her past catching up or her ex-husband's dark and violent past.
Yeah, so I mean, it's always our fault once again.
Yeah, usually. Is the one that got away like the name of the killer? Like, is that what they call like the instead of the shape they refer to him as the one that got away?
Oh God, I'm guessing. Who's that? You know what? Who's another one that hits the Lifetime Network scene? That blonde-haired lady from the American. What was it called? Brittany Snow used to be in it. It was like on Channel 8 or so. It was about that old family, like back in the 60s.
I don't
She
remember.
played the mom. Oh, what's her name?
Let's see what I know. What you is
Yeah.
that? I know what you did last summer. I'm praying. I know what I saw.
What'd you see?
Oh, wait a minute. This one sounds fun. Mackenzie struggles with the suicide of her father and fears she's losing her mind. She thinks she's killed several people.
Wow.
But there's no evidence. Well, if she's killed several people, she's done quite a good job of it.
Yeah.
Because if there's no evidence,
Who the hell's Beverly Mitchell?
I don't have any idea. I know who the Beverly brothers are.
Yeah, Bo and Blake are in that. You know what we need to do? We're going to do this, ladies and gentlemen, for our podcast. We're going to do this just to make an announcement real quick. We're going to do it with wrestling, possibly some movies, music videos, as well as the Lifetime Network movies and shows. We're going to do a walkthrough. We're going to watch these shows as they unfold. And
We're going to give you a running commentary
Yes.
on what we think.
Yes, we're going to let it all out. So that'll be in
That'll
the
be
months to come.
forthcoming. Yeah, we will
months to come.
definitely be doing one of those. We tried to do one with WrestleMania. We did one with the TNA pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's tough. We're still working on the glitches and stuff, but look for it in our wrestling. Look for it in a regular podcast that we do. Okay.
And we invite you to put the DVD in at the same time and experience it with us.
Exactly. You have to. It's the only way to do it.
Or when something's on demand, just hit play right at the same time we do. We'll let you know.
I mean, it's great.
It was one of us.
Infidelity. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it actually does.
Danielle Monter. Is that Monette?
Wait, is that supposed to be the older sister in Victorious? Because if it is, I'm kind of interested. I
That
don't
could
think
be.
her name's Monette. It's Monet, but
Yeah, it's Danielle Monet spent her life as a family therapist.
she's been oblivious to her own marriage.
Very good.
It's like, I should be doing something. Just wait till I'm done writing this guy, then I'll figure out what it is.
And she's been unfaithful for most of her married life.
Now face the consequences of infidelity like crabs, or lose her faithful husband.
What
Who
a
must
jerk.
be an idiot.
Inspector Mom.
Oh
Uh-oh.
god, that sounds like something Hulk Hogan or Stallone would be in.
Oh my god. Been invited to a dance studio for free She's been okay after helping the police. She goes to a dance studio for free lessons. But when mothers who attend the studio are kidnapped, Maddie has another mystery at her hands or on her hands.
Wouldn't that be pretty much common knowledge? Don't go to the dance studio. My buddy got abducted.
Ugh.
Wait, try. It was one of us. That sounds funny.
One of us did it. Who did it? Uh-oh.
Each reveals a dark personal secret. What? Like they're into clown porn?
God.
How dark and personal are these secrets? I'm curious.
It reminds me of like the plot from It, except the clown's not in it. There's like 5-6 people that
We feel like there's something missing. Like, what just suddenly prompts them to reveal this dark secret?
The Last Chance Cafe.
It's a very common pun.
It's always like a woman that has problems. Can we get like a guy in here?
And we always get, if it's not something bad happening, it's the uplifting one where she goes to a place like Alaska to start her life anew, and then she falls in love with Dean Cain or Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Past sins. I just want to see this one. This looks intriguing. When a very seemingly ordinary soccer mom is accused of a notorious decades-old murder, an ambitious top criminal lawyer lands the case. Laura Lee Bell Star.
Is everyone like on this network named for people that are almost famous, but they're not?
They're just at the cusp of it. Remember that one bad one too with like Ted Danson? I don't know if that was on Lifetime or not, but he's teaching this kid how to play chess. He's like, chess doesn't care if you're poor. Well, thanks for insulting the kid
Chess doesn't care.
by letting them know they live in a ghetto. Good
Alright,
job.
we already know what all these are about. Let's skip down to the next page.
Jeez,
here.
we went through everything.
Not
Marriage,
yet.
romance. That was a perfect romance. That's what.
We're only at S.
Storm So.
Nah, it's pretty predictable. Art of Murder. Thrill of the Kill.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Kelly Holden enlists the aid of a famous crime novelist to help her find her sister's killer. Yeah, because that's what I do instead of calling the police.
You know, it's just that we keep going down the summaries keep getting smaller.
Yeah.
The teleprompter guys.
They don't expect any of us to get this far.
No.
Did you click all movies? Is this all they have?
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
man.
We'll go to the actual Lifetime network. This is the movie networks section.
Yeah.
Unthinkable.
Wait, just go to free movies, click Lifetime, and go to all movies.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I did. This is Lifetime Movie Network. We'll go to Lifetime.
Ah, no, then, yeah, that's all there is. Wait, let's see what Crime Time is, because those are the fun ones.
Okay, let me get back here. Oh boy.
Ah, really? That's all the ones that have crime?
Let me
it
check.
sounds like all the other ones involve crimes.
Essentially, let me go back to the actual like the show, the Lifetime network. Yeah, because sometimes they have movies that aren't on the Lifetime.
That's
movie
true.
network.
Sometimes they do. Why do we know this?
Because we have no life.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's essentially what the problem is.
In case you people are wondering, we're both completely straight, and we're literally like this with every other network. It's not just a Lifetime thing. We do this with MTV. We do this with FearNet. Everything.
Apparently they don't have anything on here.
No, apparently they realized the redundancy.
Teen Trouble.
Ooh.
What's that mean?
It's pretty much what you think. It's Beyond Scared Straight without the jail.
So their new shows are American Super Nanny, Dance Moms, Double Divas, Houston, Project Runway, and Teen Trouble. So a bunch of shows we'll never watch.
Nah, really, we won't.
Well, that shows you pretty much for the Lifetime Network what they have to provide us, which isn't very positive. I like to see a positive Lifetime. Like we get one where oh man, he overcomes the odds and he wins. I haven't seen one yet.
Well,
honestly.
I mean, it is television for women, so the guy usually doesn't.
Yeah,
get
maybe
off
I should say she wins or she does well. I've never seen an uplifting. Hallmark's more of that. We'll get you depressed out of Lifetime, then you move up to Hallmark. We'll make you feel good.
I mean, we'll get some, but it's in the course of after she lost her entire family.
Yeah, they have to escape.
Then she'll
murder.
be happy.
Yeah, there's always some kind of tragedy, going on. God.
Well, I think that's all we can say about Lifetime. I'm Peck.
I'm Chris.
Good night.